This is a world where we declare war. How to respond to a world when people are telling you no, that you can't.
They want you to walk in the door and be professional, bring your picture and your resume, you come in there straight, and then what? Talking on the phone, just rude, just completely rude.
I think hiccups come so that they teach us lessons, and sometimes we have to roll with it and see where it lands us, and luckily this is landing me still in a good place.
Here we go.
So you're putting back.
Well, after he said no. Hey, how are you?
What's up? Are you ready to share some more stories with an Actors Like the series?
Hello, my name is Hisham Tawfiq.
Nadhege, Ptah.
Bill Johnson.
Milton, Washington.
And you already know who I am. I'm gonna put the camera on the tripod.
Okay. We talked about how it's courageous it is to become involved in arts. For me, it was like I had to. There was nothing else I could do. Because I didn't grow up, you know, half black, half Korean. In my school, I was not special. I was a regular little black boy in Baltimore. Big glasses, big head, big lips, big feet. Everything in the middle was skinny. Until like 7th grade, I auditioned to be in a play. And 7th grade, you know, you just kind of come into your own. You're trying to figure out who you are. Boys like girls will be afraid to do anything, afraid to touch them or anything. In this play, I had to kiss a girl in this play. I had to kiss a white girl in this play. Whole school saw it, the 6th grade, the 7th grade, and the 8th grade. So all of a sudden, I became this little shy, quiet guy that nobody noticed to like the hero of all the boys because I kissed a girl on stage. There would be like guys outside of my classroom saying, oh, pointing in, and girls too. That's the guy who kissed that white girl on stage. And all of a sudden I became like the hero of the school. I'm like, this is what I need to do. I need to be in this business. I am never going back in the shadows ever again. For me, theater has always been very liberating because if it's on the page, I can do whatever's on that page. I'm fearless if somebody else has written it for me to do. So that way the person knows that, hey, this is not Bill touching you or saying this is doing to you. The author says to me to do this, the director is giving me okay to do this. If I gotta touch you, like I said, we had to do a little erotic dance and winding and grinding. It was in the script. I didn't write the script, she knew I didn't write the script. So I did what we had to do. Anyway, whatever they want me to do on stage, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna audition, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna do it. And they're gonna be talking about me next year too. My brother, who's actually in the 6th grade, but was another part of the school, he heard about it. He got home and told my mom, oh yeah, Bill kissed his girl on stage in the play, blah, 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 blah. My mother teased me about it forever. But I just loved it. I said, this is where I need to be. So it wasn't like I needed to like fight anything else. I knew that that's all I could do. My father in Baltimore worked for General Motors for years, and I knew that I could not be on an assembly line. I went to one audition where this woman who's now a casting director, so I'm not gonna say her name, but back then she was trying to put together a show where she was a female lead of the show. And we go to the audition and she's like, well, I'm casting this role and the lucky man that gets this role gets to play my love interest in this film. And back then she was really, really hot. Now she's kind of let herself go. We all have to go into the room, line up, she gives us a number, and we all have to take our shirts off so that she could like look at us. Now I'm having a flashback to that Coco scene from Fame. You know, she's got the camera there. I'm gonna take my shirt off, and she will now tell me to touch myself and make me cry or whatever.
I need my drink for that one.
But she had like 8 of us, and we all had to line up against the wall, take our shirts off, strip to the waist, and then turn around so she could look at us from the front and from the back. She filmed us saying our names, and then she was like, okay, I'll take number 2 and number 7. The rest of you can leave. She chose the two lightest skinned guys there, and the rest of us had to go get dressed, not even in the room. We had to get dressed in the hallway. We all standing there looking at each other, speechless, saying, yo, do you feel like you was just used, or like I need some meat? And to hear a bunch of guys feeling like just like nothing, it was crazy.
That was a war moment.
That was a war moment. That was.
As an actor.
Exactly, because we get there thinking all proud, we're gonna be her love interest. I'm gonna be the next Denzel Washington. We walked down the steps. Most of us didn't even take the elevator. We just walked down the steps in silence until we got out there on 8th Avenue.
It's almost like being raped in a way.
Is that when you started drinking?
And smoking. I started to embrace my own swagger and my own sexiness. I was like, you know what? I can go out for leading man roles. Before that, I was always like, well, I went to a white college and I always got to play the best friend, the sidekick. And even when I crossed over into black theater, working with black people, I was still much more comfortable playing the character role, the sidekick, the best friend, because that's what I had gotten my degree in, you know? And I was like, you know what? This should not be the only, I could not let that be the only time I auditioned for this so-called sexy leading man role.
There's a kind of an emotional approach I think you got to do as an artist to put yourself out there. It's almost kind of like a relationship. You don't just meet somebody and all of a sudden you just put all of your world into that one person, because it may not work out. And if you get crushed by every one of those relationships, you're not going to be in a position to be able to go after the things that you want to go after, because you're not going to be in an emotional state to do so. And to do so with the kind of swag and the confidence that you need to be able to get that part. You know what I mean? So it's almost kind of like dating in New York, you know what I mean? You go to an audition, you get crushed in some dramatic fashion just like it happened, then you just go like, all right, cool, next. You know? She might run into me in a couple of years and, you know, I might be hiring her.
Right,
exactly. You know, keep it moving. We in New York.
And that's what this is about, the moments that define you, that make you see pursuing your career more clearly.
So that was like some really good stories that you guys shared with our audience. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have these great faces on the show. Thank
And
you.
we need to see these faces in all
Yes,
the
we
shows.
do.
Definitely. Support these faces. It's a tough journey, but we keep getting up and we keep fighting no matter what. So you can throw at us whatever you want. We're too small, we're too big, we're too dark, we're too light, we're not cute, we're too ugly, your hair is kinky, your hair is too straight. We don't care. If you haven't gotten that from the stories, we don't care. We just don't, because we love what we do.
And we're gonna keep doing it.
We're gonna keep doing it. We hope that you love us at the end of the day. I'm gonna go around in the fashion of my other episodes, and you guys can give a final word to the audience about struggle.
I would just say dreams come true, man. They do. They absolutely do. So you have to continue. I've always been a dreamer, and it's eerie seeing them come to life now. Keep dreaming.
Keep dreaming.
I'll segue, keep believing. Because you can keep dreaming, but if you don't believe in your dream, then the dream won't manifest.
And do the work to make that dream come true. If you want to be a dancer, an actor, whatever, study so you know what you're talking about when you go in that audition. Put the money aside so you can get those headshots, have those tapes done. You got to prepare yourself. It's not just going to happen just because you're dreaming. You got to do the work, and you can't wait for anybody else to do the work for you.
To me, the overarching thing has to be stay open. Stay open in terms of you know, surrounding yourself with people that you respect. Stay open to new ideas, new technique that's going to enhance your craft. Stay open in terms of, you know, you got four completely different perspectives here, and we're all still in the game. We're still at it. So to me, that measures success to me. So we're still able to fight the next day. Whatever's gonna make me feel good, whatever's gonna make me do better, and whatever thing, I try to stay open to suck all that in.
Quick war story before I leave. I was probably 5 years old when the egg donor, yes, that's what I called her, the egg donor. That's a whole nother show. My dad had knew someone at Alvin Ailey, and I was going to be able to go study at Alvin Ailey. And, you know, she was a messed up person, so she told me that I couldn't dance. And so I couldn't go, and I was devastated. I knew that I wanted to learn dancing, and if I had to learn it and she wasn't going to let me learn it, I'd learn it myself. So the lesson would be, yes, perseverance. Don't let anybody stop you from doing whatever you want to do, because when you have all the negativity and all the, you know, you can't do it in your ear, can is not an option. That's all I'm going to say. And that's just like the series. We'll see you next time.
I dare you to declare war on your passion and your dreams by any means necessary. And so what if you have to work at McDonald's, or you have to work to feed your family or to pay the bills? Who cares? Because as long as the other hours that you spend are spent on your passion and spent on your family and spent on the things that you love, hey, nothing else matters. Be inspired.
I've had pivotal moments to where I was frustrated, I've cried,
but could not consider me seriously for the role of Cinderella's prince because they didn't know how the audience would take to Cinderella having a black prince.
I was one of those people who people figured out that I was an artist long before I figured it out, or long before I was willing to own it.
I was raised an extremely religious household.
So I get there and I couldn't do it. I just like had a meltdown.
The only profession that exists is either you're a doctor, engineer, or lawyer.
I'm a little black kid from South Korea, right? And yeah, you know, I think like many of us, you know, we're all artists first in terms of the medium in which we pursue it.